Boxing legend Bernard Hopkins found himself in the midst of a heated altercation with rising star Ryan Garcia after openly criticizing Garcia's unorthodox use of the shoulder roll defense during his recent fight against Oscar Duarte. Hopkins, a renowned master of the boxing world, expressed his disapproval of Garcia's execution of the technique.
That angered Derrick James clearly. It's the reason why Derrick James said, "You ain't Floyd Mayweather. Stop doing it." So with that said, this performance and this outcome in response from Gervonta Tank Davis was met with silence. And sometimes silence speaks volumes.
Stating that it was flawed and left him vulnerable to counterpunches. Garcia's version of the Philly shell was nothing more than a cheap trick, Hopkins asserted. He was intentionally turning his back on Duarte, creating a blind spot for Duarte to land his punches.
But in the manner in which he chose to use it, the posture he used, and the way it looked when he used it, it just looked absolutely awkward. He says, "What's going on in the sport of boxing? What are they doing today?" He says it gets worse every week. We see something worse every week. And Teofimo Lopez Sr.
That's not how the Philly shell is supposed to be used. Garcia, who emerged victorious in the fight against Duarte, took offense to Hopkins's remarks and responded with a series of heated tweets, accusing Hopkins of being out of touch with modern boxing and lacking respect for his achievements.
Okay, it was very awkward. It was very unorthodox. And he was getting countered with left hooks and right hooks to the body, and left hooks up top. It just looked very awkward, very out of place.
Bernard Hopkins needs to get his head out of the past, Garcia tweeted. He's been out of the ring for too long and doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm the future of boxing, and I'll prove him wrong. Verbal exchange escalated when the two crossed paths at a recent boxing event. Hopkins approached Garcia, intending to address their differences face to face. However, the conversation quickly turned heated, and the two engaged in a physical altercation. Bernard Hopkins, a legendary figure in the boxing world, has made a bold statement about rising star Ryan Garcia, suggesting that his time in the sport may be coming to an end. Hopkins, no.
And he stated that even his trainer, two-time trainer of the year, well-renowned future Hall of Fame trainer, Derrick James, told him to stop using the shoulder roll defense. Get out this shoulder roll defense.
Known for his outspoken demeanor and sharp assessments, believes that Garcia's recent struggles and questionable decisions have cast a shadow over his future prospects. I'm not sure Ryan Garcia has much left in the tank, Hopkins stated during a recent interview. Had his moments, but he's also made some questionable choices that have hurt his career. I think he may need to take a step back and reassess his goals. Hopkins pointed to Garcia's ongoing legal dispute with Golden Boy Promotions, his inconsistent performances in the ring, and his tendency to engage in public feuds as indications that he may not be fully committed to the sport. Garcia seems to be more focused on distractions outside the ring than on his actual boxing, Hopkins observed. He's constantly involved in controversies, and it's starting to affect his performances. If he wants to be successful in this sport, he needs to focus on what's important and leave the drama behind. Hopkins also said that the fight style of Ryan needs to change as soon as possible. Garcia is a one-trick pony, Hopkins asserted. He relies too heavily on his left hook, and it's become his only real weapon. Opponents have figured him out, and they're able to neutralize his power by keeping him at a distance and not allowing him to set up his signature punch. Hopkins pointed to Garcia's defeat against Gervonta Davis as a prime example of his vulnerability and lack of versatility. In that fight, Davis effectively neutralized Garcia's left hook and exploited his defensive flaws, ultimately securing a knockout victory. Garcia's loss to Davis was a clear indication that he needs to expand his arsenal, Hopkins stated. He can't keep relying on the same punch over and over again. He needs to develop other skills such as jabbing, combinations, and counterpunching if he wants to have a chance against elite fighters. Hopkins's assessment highlights the importance of adaptability and versatility in boxing. While a powerful left hook can be a formidable weapon, relying solely on it can make a fighter predictable and vulnerable to counterattacks. Garcia's ability to evolve and add new dimensions to his fighting style will be crucial in determining his success in the future. While Hopkins's assessment may seem harsh, it reflects the concerns of many fans and pundits who have been watching Garcia's career trajectory. Garcia has shown flashes of brilliance and potential, but his inability to maintain consistency and make wise decisions has raised doubts about his ability to reach the top of the boxing world. Garcia has responded to Hopkins's comments with a mixture of defiance and introspection. He acknowledged the validity of some of Hopkins's criticisms, but also asserted that he remains determined to prove his doubters wrong. "I appreciate Bernard's honesty," Garcia stated in a recent interview. "He's a legend in the sport, and I respect his opinion. But I also know that I have the talent and the potential to be great. I'm not going to let anyone tell me when it's time for me to hang up my gloves." The tumultuous year of 2023 has unfolded as a series of setbacks for Ryan Garcia, marking not only his first defeat in a bout against Gervonta Davis, but also thrusting him into a legal quagmire. Mexican-American pugilist, feeling aggrieved and betrayed, has been entangled in a bitter dispute with Oscar de la Hoya throughout the year, as the intricacies of a contractual disagreement create a schism between him and Golden Boy Promotions. Despite appearances of reconciliation for a showcase of King Rye's skills, skeptics question whether this truce is merely a strategic move. The public arena witnessed a Twitter feud and the exchange of multiple lawsuits between Garcia and his promoters, dominating headlines in June. Golden Boy Promotions, armed with legal firepower, sought to compel the 25-year-old to honor his contractual obligations. However, just 2 months later, Garcia retaliated with a legal salvo of his own, serving his promoters with a similar legal document. This legal chess match has become a central narrative in Garcia's 2023 saga, overshadowing his achievements in the ring. As the legal battle rages on, the authenticity of the truce and the motivations behind the public showcase of King Rye's talents remain under scrutiny, adding a layer of complexity to the unfolding drama of one boxer's turbulent year. Ryan Garcia's journey with Golden Boy began in 2017 and saw a renewal in September 2019. Negotiating his growing stardom and a fan base extending beyond the ring, Garcia secured a clause allowing him to engage in pay-per-view (PPV) fights with any network. This negotiation, however, triggered a power struggle as Golden Boy sought to leverage the exclusive deal it held with DAZN. Despite the blockbuster bout against Tank Davis making its way to Showtime and generating substantial PPV sales of $1.2 million, it was simultaneously streamed on DAZN. Notably, DAZN received a step-aside fee of $1.25 million, of which Garcia reportedly paid $120,000. Conflicting narratives emerge, with Garcia presenting his perspective and Golden Boy offering an opposing account. This contractual skirmish has not only underscored the complexities of modern boxing negotiations, but has also spotlighted the tension between a fighter's desire for flexibility and a promoter's commitment to exclusive partnerships. Diverging accounts contribute to the ongoing drama between Garcia and Golden Boy, adding another layer to their turbulent relationship in the tumultuous landscape of professional boxing. Legal battle between Ryan Garcia and Golden Boy Promotions has intensified, with both sides entrenched in a fierce struggle. While Golden Boy vigorously pursued legal avenues, maintaining their exclusive deal with DAZN, Garcia countered by alleging a violation of California's 7-year rule for personal service agreements. Attempting to invoke the Ali Act, Garcia sought modifications to the contract with DAZN, refusing to be held exclusively by the streaming platform. Standoff seemed poised to jeopardize Garcia's promising career, potentially hindering the trajectory that was meant to propel him to greater heights. However, a sudden turn of events, marked by Garcia's announcement of a fight against Oscar Duarte, has shifted the narrative. Despite the in-ring anticipation, tensions outside the ropes have escalated, with interviews and press conferences becoming battlegrounds for verbal sparring. Feud between Garcia and Golden Boy has reached a boiling point, culminating in Garcia expressing a profound loss of faith in the promotion's ability to support him. These sentiments unfolded in the wake of scathing remarks from Golden Boy Promotions partner Bernard Hopkins, who bluntly declared, "We're not in the business of kissing fighters' aches, telling them something that they're not. Now I will promote a fight, but I will not promote a lie." The tumultuousage continues, leaving the boxing community on edge as the drama unfolds. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe and smash the like button. Otherwise, Ryan will be the best boxer of the world.